Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Ayanat Graphic Zainwala and I am a level 1 student at Hans Course Slamat campus. So today I'm here with new Chatgpt project and my interesting topic is how to cloud form and why do they bring rain. So Chatgpt, my first question to you is can you explain please how do cloud form and why do they bring rain?
Absolutely, Ion. So cloud farms, also known as data centers or server farms, are large facilities that house thousands of servers and storage devices. They're designed to handle massive amounts of data processing and storage for cloud computing services. They bring a lot of benefits like scalability, flexibility, and cost efficiency, but they also come with challenges like energy consumption and security concerns. If you'd like more detail on any specific aspect, just let me know.
Okay, more long answer on this question because I'm but when you long answer on every and each question, then I understand your answer. Okay, so long answer.
Got it. Let's dive into a detailed explanation. Cloud farms or data centers are essentially the backbone of cloud computing. They consist of vast networks of servers, storage systems, and networking equipment, all housed in specially designed facilities. These facilities are located around the world and they enable companies like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud to provide on-demand computing resources. One of the main advantages of cloud farms is scalability. They allow businesses to scale their operations up or down based on demand without needing to invest in physical hardware. This flexibility is crucial for businesses of all sizes, allowing them to handle varying workloads efficiently. Another benefit is cost efficiency. By using cloud farms, companies can avoid the capital expenses associated with building and maintaining their own data centers. Instead, they pay for what they use, which can lead to significant savings. However, cloud farms also present some challenges. One major concern is energy consumption. Data centers require a huge amount of electricity to power and cool the servers, and this has environmental implications. Many companies are now focusing on renewable energy and more efficient cooling techniques to mitigate this impact. Security is another important aspect. Cloud farms must implement robust cybersecurity measures to protect data from breaches and unauthorized access. This includes encryption, multi-factor authentication, and regular security audits. In summary, cloud farms are essential for modern digital services, offering scalability, flexibility, and cost savings, while also posing challenges like energy use and security. If you have any specific questions or need further details, just let me know.
Okay, nice answer. So my next question to you: what are clouds and why are they important for Earth and atmosphere? Please long answer on this question.
Absolutely. Let's explore clouds in detail. Clouds are visible collections of tiny water droplets or ice crystals that form in the atmosphere when moist air rises, cools, and condenses. They play a crucial role in Earth's climate and weather systems. First, let's talk about how clouds form. No worries at all. Just let me know whenever you're ready
Yes,
and I'll
continue your answer. ChatGPT, continue your answer.
Absolutely. Let's dive back in. So clouds form when warm, moist air rises and cools at a rate of about 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. As the air cools, the water vapor in it condenses into tiny droplets or ice crystals, depending on the temperature. These tiny particles cluster together and form clouds. Clouds are incredibly important for several reasons. First, they regulate Earth's temperature. During the day, clouds can reflect sunlight back into space, which helps to cool the Earth. At night, they act as an insulating layer, trapping heat and keeping the surface warmer. Second, clouds are essential for the water cycle. They transport water vapor around the globe, and when they become heavy enough, they release precipitation in the form of rain, snow, sleet, or hail, replenishing freshwater sources. Third, clouds influence weather patterns. Different types of clouds, such as cumulus, stratus, and cirrus, are associated with specific weather conditions. For example, cumulus clouds often indicate fair weather, while cumulonimbus clouds can bring thunderstorms. Finally, clouds also impact climate change. They can either cool the earth by reflecting sunlight or contribute to warming by trapping heat, depending on their type, altitude, and thickness. This makes them a key factor in understanding and predicting climate change. So in summary, clouds are vital components of Earth's atmosphere, influencing everything from daily weather to global climate patterns. If you have any more specific questions or want to explore any aspect further, just let me know.
Okay, so my next question to you is, how does transpiration add moisture to the atmosphere? Please long answer on this question. Please long answer on this question.
Of course, let's dive into transpiration and its role in adding moisture to the atmosphere. Transpiration is the process by which water is absorbed by plant roots from the soil, then moves through the plant and eventually evaporates from small pores in the leaves called stomata. This process is a crucial part of the water cycle. First, let's look at how transpiration works. Plants take up water from the soil through their roots. This water travels up through the plant via a tissue called xylem, reaching the leaves. Once in the leaves, water moves into the cells and eventually evaporates into the atmosphere through the stomata. This evaporation of water vapor from plant surfaces is what we call transpiration. Now let's consider the impact of transpiration on the atmosphere. When plants release water vapor, they contribute significantly to the humidity of the air. In fact, it's estimated that a large portion of the moisture in the atmosphere comes from transpiration, especially in forested areas. This moisture contributes to cloud formation when the water vapor rises and cools, eventually condensing into droplets. Transpiration also plays a key role in cooling the environment. As water evaporates from the leaves, it absorbs heat, which helps to lower temperatures around the plant. This cooling effect is especially noticeable in forests and other densely vegetated areas. Furthermore, transpiration is vital for maintaining the water cycle. The water released by plants eventually returns to the soil through precipitation, completing the cycle and ensuring that ecosystems remain hydrated and healthy. In addition to these environmental impacts, transpiration also affects local and regional climates. For example, large forested areas like the Amazon rainforest release vast amounts of water vapor, which can influence rainfall patterns even far away from the forest itself. In summary, transpiration is a fundamental process that not only helps in maintaining plant health, but also plays a critical role in the global water cycle and climate regulation. If you have any more questions or want further details, just let me know.
Okay, so my next question to you is, Chatgpt, can you explain please why clouds are very important for uh, okay, Chatgpt. So my next question to you is, why cloud was very important for our daily life?
Absolutely. Let's explore why cloud storage is so crucial for our modern lifestyle. First and foremost, cloud storage provides incredible accessibility. It allows users to access their files and data from virtually anywhere with an internet connection. This means that whether you're at home, at work, or on the go, you can retrieve and work on your documents, photos, and videos seamlessly. Second, cloud storage enhances data security and backup. Many cloud providers implement advanced encryption and security measures, which help protect your data from unauthorized access or loss. Additionally, cloud storage services often include automated backup features, so your data is safe even if your device is lost or damaged. Third, cloud storage promotes collaboration and productivity. Multiple users can access and edit the same files in real time, making teamwork more efficient. This is particularly important for remote work and global teams as it allows seamless sharing and editing of documents, spreadsheets, and presentations.
No,
Fourth,
Chatgpt, the cloud atmosphere. Why atmosphere and cloud is important for our daily life?
absolutely. Let's dive into that. The atmosphere and clouds are fundamental to life on Earth, and they influence countless aspects of our daily existence. First, the atmosphere is essential for breathing. It provides the oxygen we need to survive and sustains the balance of gases that are crucial for human and animal life. Without the atmosphere, life as we know it wouldn't exist. Second, the atmosphere acts as a protective shield. It absorbs and scatters harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun, protecting living organisms from DNA damage. It also helps to regulate the planet's temperature by trapping heat, which keeps the Earth warm enough to sustain life. Third, clouds play a vital role in the water cycle. They help transport water vapor around the globe, and when they release precipitation, they replenish freshwater sources, like rivers, lakes, and groundwater. This is essential for drinking water, agriculture, and maintaining ecosystems. Fourth, clouds in the atmosphere influence weather patterns. They are responsible for everything from daily weather changes to severe storms. This affects agriculture, water resources, and even our daily activities. Finally, the atmosphere and clouds help regulate the climate. They can reflect sunlight, cool the earth, and also trap heat, which is crucial in maintaining the planet's energy balance. In essence, both the atmosphere and clouds are
Yes, continue your answer, please. Don't listen further question.
Got it. I'll keep going. To continue, the atmosphere and clouds are essentially the Earth's life support system. They've ensured that the planet remains habitable by regulating temperature, providing essential gases, and supporting the water cycle. Without the atmosphere, we would be exposed to extreme temperatures and harmful radiation. And without clouds, we wouldn't have the balanced precipitation that supports ecosystems and human needs. In short, the atmosphere and clouds are intertwined in maintaining the delicate balance of life on Earth, making them indispensable for our daily existence. If you have any more questions or want to dive deeper into any specific aspect.
My next question to you is, Chatgpt, can you explain why does rising air cool as it moves upward? Please long answer on this question.
Of course, let's explore why rising air cools as it moves upward in the atmosphere. When air is near the Earth's surface, it's usually warmer because it's heated by the ground, which absorbs solar energy. As this warm air rises, it expands due to the decreasing atmospheric pressure with altitude. Now, as air expands, it does work on its surroundings. This expansion requires energy, and since there's no external heat being added, the air loses internal energy. This loss of internal energy manifests as a decrease in temperature. In other words, when air rises, it expands because the pressure decreases with altitude. This expansion causes the air molecules to spread out, and as they spread, they lose kinetic energy, which means the temperature drops. This process is known as adiabatic cooling, meaning that the cooling happens without heat. No problem.
Yes, continue your answer.
Absolutely. So continuing from where we left off, the rate at which rising air cools is known as the adiabatic collapse rate. On average, this rate is about 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer of altitude gained. This rate can vary depending on moisture content in the air. For example, if the air is saturated with water vapor, the cooling rate is slower due to the release of latent heat during condensation. In essence, this cooling effect is fundamental in many atmospheric processes, including cloud formation. As the rising air cools and reaches its dew point, the water vapor condenses into tiny droplets, forming clouds. This entire process is central to weather patterns, precipitation, and even the climate. So, in summary, the cooling of rising air is a fundamental principle of atmospheric physics, and it underpins many of the processes that sustain weather and climate. If you have any...
Okay, so my next question to you is, what are
Of course.
condensation and how does it occur in the atmosphere?
Absolutely. Let's dive into convection and its role in the atmosphere. Convection is the process by which heat is transferred through the movement of fluids, including air. In the atmosphere, convection occurs when warm air rises and cooler air sinks. Here's how it works. First, the sun heats the Earth's surface, and this in turn warms the air close to the ground. As the air near the surface becomes warmer, it becomes less dense and begins to rise. As this warm air rises, it carries heat upward. As it ascends, the air expands due to decreasing pressure, and it cools at the adiabatic collapse rate we discussed earlier. Eventually, the rising air cools to the point where it becomes denser than the surrounding air, and it stops rising. At this point, the air may spread out horizontally or cool further and eventually sink back down. This continuous cycle of warm air rising and cool air sinking creates convection currents. These currents are responsible for many weather phenomena, such as the formation of clouds, thunderstorms, and even larger scale atmospheric circulation patterns like trade winds and jet streams. In summary, convection in the atmosphere is a fundamental mechanism that helps distribute heat, drive weather patterns, and maintain the dynamic balance of our atmosphere. If you have any more questions or want to go deeper into any specific aspect, just let me know.
Okay, so my next question to you is why the atmosphere is very dangerous for our daily life.
Absolutely. Let's explore that. While the atmosphere is essential for supporting life, it can also pose certain dangers to our daily existence. Here are a few key reasons. First, extreme weather events can be quite dangerous. The atmosphere can produce severe weather like hurricanes, tornadoes, and thunderstorms. These events can cause significant damage to property, pose risks to human safety, and disrupt daily life. Second, air pollution is a major concern. Pollutants from industrial emissions, vehicle exhaust, and other sources can lead to poor air quality. This can cause respiratory issues, cardiovascular problems, and exacerbate conditions like asthma and bronchitis. Third, the atmosphere can also be a source of harmful radiation. For example, ozone layer depletion can lead to increased ultraviolet radiation reaching the Earth's surface, which can cause skin cancer, cataracts, and other health issues. Fourth, the extreme temperatures, whether too hot or too cold, can be hazardous. Heat waves can lead to heat stroke and dehydration, while extremely cold temperatures can cause frostbite and hypothermia. Finally, atmospheric phenomena like lightning can pose direct threats. Lightning strikes. Absolutely. I'll stop there. If you have any more questions or
No,
want to
no.
dive deeper into any,
No, stop. Continue your answer.
got it. I'll continue. In addition to what we've covered, another danger from the atmosphere is the presence of severe storms. For instance, thunderstorms can produce hail, strong winds, and tornadoes, all of which can cause substantial damage and pose safety risks. Air
Okay,
quality.
ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT. So, this was our today ChatGPT. I hope you like it. See you another ChatGPT, another session. Till then, Love is Pakistan, Zindabad, Han School, Painabad.